Here, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eli the Rebel. We finally are here. After, what has it been? How long has it been, Kev? Two months? Since the last vid dropped? Since the intro vid dropped?
Intro vid was probably late November-ish.
Yeah,
Early
December. That sounds about right, man. Hey.
Today's date is the 20th of January. It's
we're recording on the 20th. Okay, so if you promise me, click the iCard top right corner so you have a background of what's going down today. Today, we're breaking down every single game in the NDL off-season tournament. Like I said in the intro, after a couple months, the dust is settled. It's done, dusted, over with, and we have figured out who the superior league is. Now, I will spoil something in about 3, 2, 1. It did go to a game 7, so it was a very neck and neck battle between the NDL and the NDA, but the dust was settled. What was that game 7 done? 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
2 days ago. 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Tuesday.
Yeah, I was just sending it on the shots 2 days ago. So, yeah. Oh man. But what you're seeing on your screen right now is the first game that happened, and it's a VGC game. VGC Generation 6, is it? X and Y.
2016 X and Y. No, yeah, 2016 ORAS, I think.
2016 ORAS here. We got Xander representing NDL and Quartz representing NDA, which was a plot twist in my eyes because I initially recruited Quartz for NDL, then just switched on the other side.
We can question some of your doubles players later about their.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right. Right now, my focus is on breaking down this game, and I don't know. Xander did really, really well. As you can see here, this is just game 3 footage that I'm gonna play for y'all very, very soon. And
Xander had some good prep. He tried to get rid of Power Herb, Xerneas. He brought T-Wave to slow down. He really focused on Xerneas and just mitigating that thing's damage. But in game 1, Quartz really positioned it well, I think. He switched it out. Turn 1. I don't know if he was predicting the trick or not, but he switched it out and then got it back in to get up the Geomancy and kind of just sweep from there. And then game 2, Xander bounced back. Mega Metagross and Paralysis stuff really worked in his favor. And now, as we're watching game 3, very heated game 3. It was a great way to start off the tournament, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. As we have the Mega Kang Sableye lead for Quartz's side, and we have the Garchomp Thundurus lead on Xander's side. Turn 1, we see the Mega Kang Mega Evolve. Fake out comes off on the Sableye into the Thundurus slot. So very, very, very standard turn 1.
It's a good adjustment to stop all the paras, and then he does a good chip with Kang too.
As Kang goes for the frustration into the Thundy spot, which does a crap ton of damage. That almost O-code. That's kind of scary. Kind of scary. But the T-Wave comes off for Thundurus Eye turn 2. As the Sableye sets up Gravity here. Thoughts on the Gravity play and what did that mean for Quartz specifically? Explain the purpose of Gravity.
If we move a little further, so Gravity is really cool in this. It kind of helps Kyogre as well, which is on the opposite side, but Gravity just boosts the accuracy of all moves. Everything's grounded, everything's more accurate. So when you have a Quartz brought Choice Band Groudon, So you just basically land every single one of your Precipice Blades now with gravity that was just set up can land its Precipice Blades, and you can see the damage it does on turn 3 when we move ahead.
That was a really unfortunate Roar scenario on Xander's end.
But it was in his favor too, because Kyogre survived and he landed both Origin Pulses, which knocked Sableye Sash and just took out the Groudon. Unfortunate that Groudon was faster than Xander's Kyogre.
Are they? What is the speed?
Yeah, I don't know.
156.
They're both 90, right? I think they're both 90 base speed.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it just spread.
It's just the spread. It's just the spread, which unfortunately neither of us have access to because neither of them shared it.
Yeah. Could be a speed tie. So it could be, who knows. But actually,
we will never know. We will never know. But
I'm gonna pull up the.
What we do know is that Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse do crap tons of damage. As we go into turn 4 here, Kyogre protects. Actually, I lied. Mega Metagross also protects here too. Just to stall out a turn of gravity, I suppose. As Metagross will claim the Bullet Punch kill really quickly on Sableye. Origin Pulse does 81 min on Mega Kang in the rain. But Mega Kang gets his power-up punch boost, getting Quartz up to +1 as Bronzong comes in. Xander is... yeah, that's the game right there. As soon as Bronzong lands the Hypnosis, pretty much. And that's all she wrote for that game.
Yeah.
So credit to Quartz for the 1-0 lead. Again, really entertaining. If you watched all 3 sets, it was really entertaining back and forth. Xander really held his own more than I believed. For goodness sakes. So. What a way to start the off-season tournament, though, Kev.
Yeah, very 1-0 to NDA as of right now. Looking pretty good. Let's see how... Well, obviously, we already spoiled. Goes to a tie, so let's see where it goes from here.
How did the game... Okay, what was game 2?
I believe it was us, sir. I believe it was us.
And that would be the case. So, I'd like to explain the... I like to explain the team preview screen a little bit more thoroughly, because I've made a lot of blunders, particularly the second half of the pick ban. I don't know what I was thinking. The second half of pick ban, I could have grabbed another tier 1, but I didn't. I just picked.
You only have one tier. No, you have Greninja and Pole. Oh, but that was your. Yeah, Pole was your final.
My captain.
But that
was my captain. Yeah. See, that kind of like threw me off in a loop. So the second half of the pick ban, I was just picking, bulky pieces that I knew how to use, regardless of synergy, and it really showed in our game, Kev. It really showed. Not to credit anything away from you. You just picked stuff that you knew that I was gonna have a tough time dealing with. Particularly a certain fairy flying type.
Yeah, man. I just
ooh, man, I cannot stand facing the blimp. I cannot stand facing the blimp. I was gonna say another B word, but I ain't trying to get banned anytime soon. So
I mean, I just had a big prediction with the Togekiss that really put the momentum in my favor. Like I don't know. I just read. I forget why, or in the scenario, what was like, how I knew. What was the situation? So Togekiss came in on P2. No. Okay, no.
No, because we're sitting here, right? So here we are at this turn, right? I'm sitting here with Vileplume, right? And
you don't want to get your Slash Flinch in the face.
Right. So my logic was, okay, well, the first merry-go-round, he air slashed as I brought in Dracozolt. So I just went back to what I knew what to do, because I was like, okay, we can do the song and dance all day, and Dracozolt is in the sand already.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because the sand was set, I knew that you were going to get aggressive and go Zolt. That was my prediction. And it worked. I got off a deep lead right into that thing's face.
Yeah, and I think looking back on that play, I think it really was hard I really wanted to win with Dragapult, but your captain pick was just kind of like, you know, kind of just said no to whatever Pult wanted to do. So I should have sacked Pult in that sense, and maybe things would have been a little bit different if I kept Zolt around longer than it actually did.
Yeah.
So that's on me being over aggressive, but you know, a credit to you for calling that out, because not many people there aren't that many people that would do something like that would switch up their moves like that. So credits to you. Like that was you.
I get really
outstanding.
I get really anxious with play singles, so like I go for aggressive reads because like I'm like I know they're gonna do this, I can feel it, and I just click it. Like I get really,
especially when it happened, you know, earlier in the battle too. You have that inept, like, you know, feeling like, oh, like there's a high probability that same Dracozolt play would happen again, simply because it happened like 5 turns earlier. But
yeah,
it's a 2-0 lead for NDA. They're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, we were really feeling good right now, especially that we got a singles win, like that we didn't maybe expect to get. Like we were feeling really nice. I can't lie. Camp was feeling good, and then we move into our next game, which I believe is Justin.
That would be correct. Yes, the Gen 8 OU game. Now
we do have Pace here as well. If we have any questions, shout out.
Yes, the Pace says it all. The Pace really do tell the whole story.
This one came down to the wire, if I do remember correctly.
Oh yeah, the final score was as close as it could possibly be, and part of the reasoning why it was so close was because it really took a long time for Mayo to figure out whether Nidoking was scarfed or what. That's what it really came down to. And
what did we have on Nidoking? It was just Life Orb Sheer Force. Yeah,
it was a standard Life Orb Sheer Force. You know, Blackwood is known in the community to be a button clicker, hence the Blackwood Button Clickers. You know, that's not his actual name. That's just an inside joke within the community. But yeah, really interesting choices of sets here from both sides, actually, especially the Mew. I really personally love Demon Mew.
Which Mew? Justin or Mayo?
Mayo's Demon Mew set, the Cosmic Power, Storm Power,
Weakness Policy. Yeah,
really,
that was a good
really
set.
Fun set. Yeah,
it won on the game. It for sure won on the game. If he had a different Mew set there late game, I mean, if it was a different set, it probably would have been out earlier. But because of that Demon set and he could hold it back for the end game, it won him the game.
Because at that point, you know, towards the end game, it came down to pull whether because everybody knew that Shadow Ball was being clicked.
Yeah,
it was just
he
a matter of
whether
it would crit or not, and it didn't. So therefore, Mew clicks the funny stored power button to call game.
Can we talk about how Blacephalon is an absolute demon? We were like on prep. We hardcore prepped for Scarf Blacephalon to outspeed Pult. So I think we scarfed our own Pult. I think Justin scarfed Pult. Yeah, he did.
That is the reasoning for Scarf Pult. Interesting.
And then Specs Blacephalon came out, and anything that it was in on just died. There was not a single switch in for Specs Blacephalon. Not even a single. Like, you'd bring in Pult, and then he would switch it out into Grimmsnarl, and then Dragapult didn't do anything into Grimmsnarl. So it was just really good team synergy there, and it really delayed. I think without Specs Blacephalon, he loses even with the Mew because.
Well, yeah, because he would have a hard time, breaking certain things down. Such as, you know, the Rotom Watch, for example, that would normally sit in on Scarf.
Yeah, that was our answer.
Blacephalon.
That was our answer for Blacephalon in prep, and it took. How much did it take from a Shadow Ball? Oh, let me go back here. Too much is what it did. Too much.
That's all you need to know. You don't need no numbers.
Too much.
You don't need no numbers or anything. Just say it.
Yeah, we switched it in, and it took. Ow! It took 61. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
two
an
hit
easy
kill.
2-tap. That's an easy 2-tap.
Oh.
Oh man, that's it.
Down tremendous.
Yeah. So so now the score is now 2-1, going into into the second? Yeah, this is the second VGC game.
We have Ryder next, or do we have? Okay, so it was Ryder and Harrison, and then all right, yep.
Yes,
Cool.
we do. So
this one I kind of want to compare to you and me. I think
really.
Ryder just didn't have the team necessary to deal with.
We have the pace. The pace provide
Yeah.
proof. All right, the pace provide proof now. All right. So, on Triple H's side, we have the Pastleberry Groudon, the Zard, the G-Max Zard with the Charty Berry. Like
He went 4 resist berries. That's
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah, you don't see that every day now. You really
No.
don't. The most surprising item is probably Life Orb Regieleki.
Vex, Finny. This is a wild team.
Yes, it sure was. And on Ryder's side right here, you have more standard stuff in a sense.
Yeah. Like, it's interesting. He went for a bunch of different synergies. Like, he went for a Trick Room option, I guess, with like Blastoise, Pelipper, Clef, and Calyrex.
Yeah, we
But
see
then he
Cali
also
Ice
had-
with the Trick Room Protect. Oh, it's not dual stab. It's just the Ice move and the high horsepower.
Yeah, Ice move
Probably
does a
for-
lot. High horsepowers for Incin.
Yeah,
Ice
that
move does a
makes
lot into rest. But what he doesn't have is a top infinity answer, for sure. And it had Choice Specs Shadow Ball. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
just
the
crazy.
spec
I mean, you
Shadow
can't
Ball
for that,
switch
man.
in wasn't looking too hot on Ryder's side, I'm afraid.
You just can't prep for that stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate to hear that, you know, Triple H is not, you know, gonna stick around in NDA, but I guess you could say he went out in style. I guess, like, to really, you know, take out probably the most decorated NDA player in its league history. That's wild.
Yeah, if you
Wow.
remember the last video, I was like, I'm throwing my best doubles player in the most current format just to secure a victory, and HHH came and made a big upset. I think in my opinion, he played really well, built a really good team.
It was not only a big upset, it also evened the playing field.
For sure.
It also evened the playing field going into the Gen 6 Oras game, and
That was also not pretty. That was whack.
so you had full faith in Ryder to, you know, secure the, you know, the most current VGC format. The VGC formats, you know, context wise, they bounce back and forth between having Dynamax, not having Dynamax. They're going back to Dynamax, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Next format. Actually, no, I think next format is 2 restricteds without max. I could be wrong
Really?
though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the whole, I think since like what?
I feel like having Dynamax with 2 restricteds is just broken, but I could be wrong. I think if I had to guess, it's no max. I haven't really paid much attention, but
Yeah, but we
I had-
can both agree that the format has been, you know, bouncing back and forth between
sure, for
maxing, no maxing, and then now we're maxing again. So it made sense for why you would put Ryder in the maxing format, as it's always been the current most stable meta, I would say.
yeah, he's got two NBA championships under his belt with Dynamax being a rule. So
And Meanwhile, I have a very decorated 1900 Horas player going up against someone who recently retired from singles playing as a whole.
Yeah, we thought having Will in a singles format would give us a good edge, and he just unfortunately got paired up against something that just didn't go his way. Not even a little bit.
To be fair, though, I really thought that, because you look at Will's team, what he drafted, it's a squad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a squad. So at first I was like, what is Keystone exactly thinking up there? You know, like I just couldn't wrap my head around it at all, or, you know. But then I think it was just Keystone just calling out every single double in my book.
Mega Manectric with its coverage and just hidden power ice was really good, actually.
Yeah, I can see why it's a very high usage mon in Oras, only behind Mega Kang. Just anything with bolt beam coverage and the intimidate ability for support is really solid. It obviously, I run PDL, so unfortunately they, hidden power is not legal there, but in formats where hidden power is legal, Mega Manectric does not have a lot of switches.
Yeah, no. That hidden power move really gives it that coverage option it needs to hit certain, really strong meta Pokemon.
In this case, the hidden power ice was super useful against a certain Garchomp.
Yeah, Will had Garchomp, Tangrowth, and Togekiss. But, I mean, obviously, you would... Manectric gets, Flamethrower and Electric moves to cover Tangrowth and Togekiss, but on certain switch-ins, Hidden Power Ice can just be kind of safe, especially when you want to bring... You can't bring in Garchomp, your ground type, on it for that reason.
Yeah, it's not a free invite, as, Manectric can just click the funny Hidden Power button at any time. But, I mean, the replay just speaks for itself. Every turn was just going towards Keystone's favor, and the longer the game went, the more momentum Keystone had on his side. So
I mean, it was bad from turn 1 where Gyarados got Pursuit Trapped and burned. I'm not Gyarados, Metagross, sorry. It got Pursuit Trapped and burned. I'm like, oh Jesus God, this is going bad.
Pursuit is probably one of the biggest moves that got cut, simply because switching is such a vital part of singles, and being able to punish switching with just a simple attacking move as Pursuit really shows out. It really shows, and like you said, from turn 1 on, it kind of went south real quick.
Yeah, it was kind of just the slow demise of Will. It happened.
Yeah. 3-2 going into this game 6. I don't know, man. The momentum's on our side right now.
From 2-0 to down 3-2. We were shaking.
Yes. So you had to rely on the current NDA champion, Mr. Young Wexford, to even the playing field here, and I gotta say, I think, would you say this one was over at after the pick ban draft?
I think it might have been over. It wasn't over, but once he didn't pick Kyogre and he picked Ho-Oh as his restricted, we were like, okay, sure, that's fine, because Wex took Groudon as a snap reaction to some of his picks, and
so you would think to counter Groudon, you just simply get Kyogre.
Yeah, I think a Scarfed Kyogre kind of just wrecks Wex. He has nothing for it. Not even.
I don't think Whimsicott counts as a.
No, it doesn't. I mean, he would have to run a highly offensive Whimsicott with Energy Ball, and even then, it's just.
Yeah, because I look at this team preview, and the more if only there was a Kyogre next to that Rillaboom, I think things would have been really different. My goodness.
Yeah, it's just Yeah, I mean, he got up Tailwind. I can't believe Whimsicott wasn't banned. That was surprising to me.
You would think like the superstar Pokemon that would carry Wexford to his first title would be banned off the rip, but
This is
it was not. It was not.
This is like some spoilers for our NBA podcast coming out soon with our awards. My boy Wims won MVP of the season. So like I mean, I can't believe he let Lex get that thing, man. It is the ultimate setup bomb in BGC apparently, man. It's so good.
It's just something about Prankster Tailwind and Prankster Fake Tears, and it's.
And then in the non-max format, man, if you can't protect or try and set up or anything in front of Whimsicott because of Prankster Encore, it's so like punishable, man. It's so.
Which is also a viable strat in singles as well. It's Whimsicott is just so versatile in what it can provide with statuses and getting +1 priority on all those moves. Woo! You better fake that thing out, or bad things will happen.
once Tailwind was up and Celesteela had a Meteor Beam boost, and then Groudon came in with Tailwind, like Rock Slide and other coverage option, Air Slash into Rillaboom, like it was just over. Which it felt good to bring it back to 3-3 for sure.
It gave y'all hope.
It gave me nerves, man, because that means Game 7 time.
Yeah. Ooh. So I gave y'all the chance because you felt very uneasy, having yourself and Justin, be partners for this. I gave y'all a chance. I was like, if you guys want to recruit another pair from another place, now's the time. But you stuck with your guy, and
yeah, I respect you for outsourcing it. My thought process was like, I recruited my squad for the 6 games, and then if it goes to a game 7, like, I gotta put the team on my back. Like I gotta throw down for the squad. And me and Justin have played together in these free-for-alls before, and it just made sense to bring Justin with me as my teammate, I think. So like, I just wanted to, like, if it came down to it, I wanted to put the team on my back, so if we lost, I knew I could put it on me and Justin. I didn't want to outsource it and then let someone feel bad that they didn't get the win or whatever, But I respect you for outsourcing it, getting more people involved too. That's always really cool, especially 2 people.
I felt
like
really confident
in Memphis.
Yeah, I felt really confident in grabbing those 2 for Game 7 simply because, like, especially Eruption, he actually has some VGC experience from other leagues and things like that, and those 2 together work really, really well together. Honestly, they showed it in NDL co-op when it, and I felt that synergy was going to help us, get the job done. But these picks, we got to talk about these picks. These are out of the box picks, especially for my side.
Yeah, so me and Memphis drafted first, and just the whole time, I wanted to take Amoonguss like late. I saw that it looked good here, and I was like, do I take it? Do I take it? I was bouncing around between a bunch of things, and I decided I wanted Comfey. I hadn't drafted anything really to support Justin yet, so I took Comfey. I thought Comfey would be really cool because I know in VGC, Comfey is a great support mod for certain things because it can stand next to them and just click floral healing, and it can heal itself back up with its priority triage moves, and it also is great for proccing weakness policies. It's seen a lot with Yveltal when restricteds are allowed, and the Galarian Moltres, because it could just hit priority fairy move into them, proc weakness policy. It just is really good synergy. But I thought in a free-for-all, it'd be really good support if Justin gets something offensive in. I can just heal spam it, and I can even his certain picks like Tapu Fini and Dracozolt and stuff like that. I can, and he took Druddigun right before, which made me even more pick Comfey, because that priority Draining Kiss plus healing myself to stall my life a little bit more just seemed really good, which I don't know.
It was just out of the box picks, you know, especially, you know, for the NDL side, particularly the Drudigan pick. I really thought, you know, when Zero Aura
I wish I knew what his purpose was for that. He didn't really use it. I wish I knew what he was. Do you know what he was trying to do with it, the Drudigan pick?
He thought that Mold Breaker worked like neutralizing gas.
Oh, jeez.
That's all. That's why when I saw that Play Rough, you know, O-code the Drudigan, but then didn't take Rough Skin Chip, I think that was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I was just assuming that it was gonna be Rough Skin. I was like, Justin, watch what you click here into this slot, because they could just switch in Drudigan and you get Rocky Helmet Rough Skin. And he was like, nah, dude, they switched it. Like they led the. And it had Mold Breaker, and I was like, what? I was like, what are they trying to do with Mold Breaker?
So
I didn't even realize.
So the logic behind all of these picks, actually, just like, you know, as a whole, I'm not gonna, you know, single out individual ones other than Drudigan, but it was, since they're primarily singles players, it was important for them to just, you know, go target a single person and take them out and just overwhelm them. And they thought the best way to do that was with sand. Just getting full sand up and then, you know, outpacing, you know, everyone that was the thing, because they knew that if it was gonna turn into a doubles game, then y'all secured the bag. So they just wanted to overwhelm with hyper offense and things like that. But then it wasn't Whimsicott that was picked up as the prankster mons of choice. It was Grimmsnarl and Sableye.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So we talked. You said that Whimsicott seemed like a perfect ban, obviously, because we wanted to manipulate into a double situation. But our thought process here was Grimmsnarl gets prankster taunt. I could run, so like I could stop them from setting up certain things. I could run screens if I wanted to. But the whole idea with Grimmsnarl was to have Justin get a very fast offensive mon, which we do with Zero Aura, and run Swagger with Lumberry. And it didn't work how we wanted it to, because we wanted to lead it turn 1 and just kind of sweep with it, but the leads didn't really go our way, so we had to dodge it. But we got it in later, and my dumbass forgot that neutralizing gas was on the field, and my prankster just didn't go off. And we also got an accuracy drop from a Muddy Water, and we land those 63% swaggers with not prankster.
In the most Kev way possible, a 63% accuracy move does not phase our hero whatsoever. Accuracy has never been an issue to you, Kev. And it showed once again.
Bro, Justin didn't want me to click it, but I was like, you know what, Justin, like, we land these, we got this.
Yeah, go hard or go home, you know, in Game 7. And I gotta say, like, you know, because it wasn't, I'm pretty sure the first mon that went down for you was Crook. So
yeah, Crook was a bad pick. Not a bad pick, but because it kind of did what it had to do, but I wanted to scarf it, but like even so it would outsped some things. But if they got sand up, like I was still gonna get outsped by their sand rush options.
There was no point. There was no point.
So, Crook kind of just felt bad. It was more to again do the strategy with Justin, where Justin takes bulky Milotic, and runs competitive, so I can just switch in Intimidate, and Milotic gets a +2 special attack boost. Which didn't work as well as we wanted, but competitive did really work out, because for some awesome reason, while Comfey and Milotic were on the field, Gastrodon got 2 10% Earth Power drops, special defense drops into Milotic, and procced its competitive twice. So I was able to sit there and click Floral Healing into Milotic, so it lived the hits even though it was -2 SPDF, and Milotic just got some big damage off into things, which is really really
And
quite fortunate.
that was really funny. The fact that that the Gastrodon was the biggest issue. To be honest, there was in the team building process, we thought Max Lapras would just click all the buttons it did, but because of the way the positioning was in this battle, if Lapras got the Veil up via Resonance, it actually would have only protected Eruption and Justin based on the positioning of the field.
So that's why we stopped. That's why I didn't run screens on Grimmsnarl, because I wasn't sure how they would work. I didn't want to, like, based on lineup, I didn't know if it would be me and the person next to me or just me. I didn't run it for that reason. Probably should have did some research and looked it up, but just to play it safe, we just didn't run it. But we also were ready. Like, we had Brick Break. We had Brick Break on a couple things just to make sure that we could stop the screens, but Lapras did get a G-Max move off before it got spored. But they clicked the water move, which was really good for us.
Yeah, you could honestly rename this game Amoongus Spore the movie, because I would check back and forth periodically through my phone, and I just see Mons asleep on both, Gibble's side and Eruption side, and I'm just shaking my head because it's just Blackwood button clicking once again.
I'll take credit for his button clicking there, because like I said, right after my draft, I knew I wanted a Moongus, but like I just didn't get a chance to take it. I had to take Rotom with my last pick as a Dynamax option, and I think it had good coverage into their into Memphis's his
and
offensive options and Sand. Yeah, I thought Rotom covered it well. So then I was like, yo, Justin, this is my draft. I think that Amoongus looks nasty here, and shout out. So that was all Justin, well, all me, I think, calling the Amoongus plays.
Yeah,
but
so
Justin
you had the idea, and then Justin was the one to make it all happen.
Yes, because the whole key thing about Amoongus is obviously you can't status when their Tapu Fini sets terrain, and I only had 3 moves on my Comfey. I had Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, and Floral Healing, standard set. And I didn't know what other coverage move or status option to put on my 4th move. And Justin goes, bro, you gotta run Grassy Terrain. And I was like, really? It just feels kind of bad. It also heals, it heals everyone on the field. I'm giving them gradual recovery. He was like, yeah, but we gotta stop that Fairy Terrain so we can Will-O-Wisp and Spore things. And I was like, alright, I'll run it. And then in certain situations, dude, being able to click that move, because I'm faster than Amoongus, and then Amoongus get the spores off, when they probably weren't even worried about it because of terrain, was so valuable. So valuable.
It really helped. Spore is just one of the, because we talk about other sleep-inducing moves, Sting, Sleep Powder. They all can miss, right?
Yeah, man. But, unless you're, like we saw earlier with Quartz, unless we're Gravity Hypnosis or you're compound
unless there's gravity
free,
you're missing. Those moves might go left, but
100%.
Spore is a straight, dead on, locked on, night button to click, and I'm not even gonna try to count how many times it was clicked. I'm not even gonna try to count. And part of the reason too why Amoongus did so well, you look at the team composition. One of the best ways to deal with Amoongus, right? It's like the same thing I tell, Nat Dex players that are trying to get into the scene. You have a tough time breaking Mega Venusaur because Thick Fat negates the ice or whatever. Bring a Psychic type, bring a Flying type, and you can take care of Grass Poisons.
Yeah, 100%.
All I see is a Celesteela.
Yeah, we made sure to pick it last because we knew that Justin had the last pick. And we knew that we didn't want anything, they could directly do a counter pick after we take Amoongus, and we just didn't want that. We made sure we saved it till the end, which was, I think, also very helpful.
Getting your own Celesteela.
Getting our own Celesteela is just... Celesteela, as we've come to find in NDA, is an elite max option, because it is so... You run those Steel Spikes, and then you run Max Steel and Max Quake, you get crazy defense boosts, and then when you kill something, you get the beast boost, special attack boost, or physical attack boost, whatever you run, and it's an elite max option, and just
Pretty
this,
bulky
like,
naturally, so
exactly.
getting boosts is just only gonna make it more bulkier than it needs to be, which is annoying. And then it can also be run fast with its natural bulk thanks to autonomize. So it's just an all around threat in the defensive department and the offensive department.
And we realized we needed a ground immunity, and with Lapras, the steel and ground cover, like just meteor beam coverage and steel coverage, and the Lapras would have been really like once we saw Eruption take Celesteela, we're like, shit, we should probably take our own. Like it's really good here. If he didn't take it, we probably would have missed it. But he kind of like, we saw it and we were like, damn, that's a good pick.
Probably like, you know, seeing Celesteela taken, probably thought, maybe we should get our own Celesteela if they don't ban it, because that is technically the rule where you both have to ban the same mon for neither of you to grab it. So,
yeah, exactly.
So again, we see a Celesteela on both sides of the field, and only one was standing, and that was Justin.
Justin didn't even have to send it out. Justin didn't have a single mon go down, and he didn't even need the Dynamax, because late game Zeraora just sweeped if we were chilling.
Right.
Like once we got the swagger boost off, things were dying.
Oh, that was the other thing. There's usually my rule of thumb for dealing with Zeraora is a bulky grass type, because Blaze Kick can only do so much. If Zeraora does not get U-turn, so you basically just get a bulky grass and just eat the Blaze Kick, no problem. However, there is no grass type on the other side.
No.
So, at that point, Zeraora could just click Plasma Fist. For the ground type, you know, you have, for the ground types, well, Grass Knot doesn't really do that much to Gastrodon, believe it or not. But you do get CC for Excadrill. Outside of the sand.
We ran Plasma Fist, Close Combat, and Play Rough, and it covered most things. The only thing we didn't have was fire coverage, but we just didn't feel like we needed
to, because there was no grass type drafted.
Yeah.
So
I made sure we talked about it. We were banning Dracovish 100% because they have sand. We're like, we're not gonna give them another sand. Like, they can take another Zolt. We're not giving you Dracovish. And then we needed another ban, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna go. We knew we were gonna go Milotic, and we had other things. We were like, nah, we're banning Rillaboom. Get that thing out of here.
Yeah. So I gotta give credit where credit is due. Again, not seeing a single Justin Mon go down really was just, you know, a lot of pain and suffering was blasted into my chest seeing that. But hey, you gotta, well done.
It was just positioning in Among Us, man. It's just
it really was about getting Amoonguss in for free, making sure Misty Terrain goes out the way, and then you just click the sleep button.
We were really stressing at one point because my Rotom was really low. I had to Dynamax it, and Gastrodon was on the left, and my Rotom set couldn't hit Gastrodon because all I had was an electric move and a water move. So Storm Drain plus ground immunity, like I could not hit Gastrodon. And on the right side next to me was a Snorlax, which I could hit with an electric move fine. But that man had Hippo and Excadrill as like an easy switch in, and I was sweating. We were taking it like pretty decently to decide how long, like we were taking our good old time clicking moves, and then we finally got a good positioning in from then on.
I'm glad that, you know, I didn't really, you know, enforce a timer, especially for a format like this where it requires a lot of communication.
Yeah, there's so many things going on, so
exactly.
But I'm very glad that you decided on that as the.
This is a fun format. It really is.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Most fun I've had in a while doing this game. So that was really. I'm glad I decided to do it myself, and glad I got to do it with Justin.
That's what NDL is all about, man. It's a league where you can just kick back, relax, and, you know, just play Mons and, you know, enjoy Draft League as a whole. Which leads to the announcement the rebranding. So we're no longer calling NDL NDL. It used to stand for National Dex League. Okay, don't get me wrong. We've had a lot of fun in the Nat Dex format for the past since season 2. So 3 seasons,
May
2
come back.
solo
May come
season,
back.
1 co-op.
Never know.
You know, it was fun while it lasted, but then a certain ROM hack dropped in the, I want to say like in the middle of 2021, not early. I want to say like
I don't
want
know
to say in the
exactly
spring.
when. I don't know exactly when it dropped, but it definitely gained a lot of popularity during that time.
Yeah, it
For
definitely
sure.
did, and it was brought up to my attention that there's now a Pokemon Showdown server for this ROM hack, and Kev, you want to tell them what we're referring to here?
We are referring to the game that took me 11 tries and a lot of pain and suffering to Nuzlocke. It is Radical Red. I am very excited, looking forward to this. I remember playing through it and just excited with all the changes. And then when I found out there was a showdown, I was like, ooh, like there's some potential here. And then you came to me out of nowhere and were like, yo, we're doing this. I was like, no way, let's go.
Man, listen, to be honest with you, I haven't really completed the game like that simply because, like, you know, level grinding is just something I'm not a fan of doing.
I don't want to know how much time I put into that game.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly. It takes a lot of hours. Triple digit hours, I would imagine, but
Oh yeah, like those 11 runs, like I didn't die in the first gym every time and restart. Like some of them I got to like a couple battles before the Elite Four, and then you just have to start from scratch once you get wiped by Giovanni's Mega Mewtwo. Like, you know, what happens.
yeah, but we are now running a Radical Red draft league. There's a lot of mons that get buffs, nerfs, everything in between. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. Last day to sign up is today for the regular season. But you probably are watching this a day or two after this video has been dropped. No worries, bro. No worries, bro. Still pull up to the server. We have a beautifully planned out off-season tournament for those that were unable to sign up on time, or people that were, you know, didn't want to get their feet wet into the meta right away. Don't worry, we have an off-season pick ban tournament for y'all. It's going to be 32 players, no co-op teams, just straight up mono 6v6 singles tournament. So more information on that will be dropped after the regular season is concluded. So please, the link of the server is down in the description. Click on the link, it will take you directly to the server, so you can go ask me or Kevin any questions on, you know, what's going down here. I gotta go, you know, wreck these kids in Radical Red VGC real quick. So yeah, this has been your boy Eli the Rebel, and although this isn't the last video on my channel, this will be the last Pokemon video channel for a while, as we're gonna be kicking off the NCAA 11 series very soon. So again, it's been your boy Eli the Rebel. I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.